Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Double Kick podcast. We double the kick, we double the games, we double the friends we make along the way. I'm joined by my long lost co host. I feel like it's been a while since you and I recorded, Dan. I just gave it away. Dan Hoy. Dan, how's it going?
Good. You didn't say illustrious this time.
I know. I feel like I
You
need to
missed
switch
it.
it up. I
You
missed
missed
it.
it.
I
Yeah.
know.
No, long lost is a great way to describe that. It's been a while. Definitely missed you, missed your face, your voice.
Thanks, man.
We do play games together regularly, but it's
Mhm.
different. This is much more intimate,
Yeah, nice to get a full composure of your actual face instead of you being the voice behind our Captain America holding down the back lines while we run back to the points.
Sometimes the front lines. Sometimes being a dive tank.
Mostly the front
Yeah,
lines.
I,
Yeah,
I just
you're up
go in,
there.
I take everyone with me. Everyone starts chasing me and give you the
Mhm,
space to do what you do best.
and you're so good at it too. Like it'll be like we're in overtime. Like 5 of us have already died, and we're running back to the point, and you're just Captain America running
Yeah,
around, like
I'm bunny
jumping.
hopping everywhere.
It's so funny because I'll play support. So when you're playing support, you can kind of see an outline of the people who need healing. So I'll just see like you and the healing bubble, like just jumping up and down from like across the map. It's so
It's
funny.
so good. It's so good. And it's interesting because I got into the tank role because no one else wanted to play tank.
Sure.
That's really what it was. I mean, I like Captain America, right? I like Hulk and Thor. But I think naturally it's just everyone gravitated towards where they found themselves most effective. And
Hmm.
it's not too different from like real life away from video games. I kind of do the same things. I like pick up the slack where I feel like no
Yep.
one else wants to do that. And end up being pretty decent at it.
Yeah, no, you're really good at it. It's funny how, yeah, like you said, in the real life reflects the roles you play within a
Yeah, right.
strategy game or something.
I I'm definitely not as tanky as some of the heroes are.
I
I'm
don't believe
actually
it.
the opposite. I'm like what? I'm 5'6". Like
It's about the
one of the
gusto,
smaller
though,
guys.
man.
I guess it's about the aura.
Hmm.
I guess so. If I have a tanky aura, thick skinned,
There you
that's
go.
that's all you need.
Are you like a aggressive player on the field for soccer? Or are you more like defensive?
Um, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about in my description here. So when I'm playing soccer, if no one wants to play defense and everyone wants to play like striker,
Hmm.
um, we can't win the game if we don't have a
Sure.
defense. As much as I like being striker, I guess in this analogy, it'd be like being a DPS, right? As much as I like doing that,
Hmm.
I like maximize the effectiveness by going out into defense because no one else wants to.
Hmm.
Um, but in real life, I'm a playmaker. I like to bring everyone together on the soccer field, right? I'm making plays. I'm in the center of the field or on the wing or something, um, making those passes and runs and trying to get everyone to synthesize as best as possible. So in a way, still a captain role, but looks a little
Sure.
bit different on the soccer field.
Absolutely. Just eternally filling the roles that need to be filled. We need more people like you, honestly.
I grew up with this mentality. It's good to like to practice your skill and like score a goal right in soccer, but it
Mhm.
looks even better when you are the person trying to make the other person look good.
I agree. Yep.
Yeah,
I agree.
so
I
that's
think
kind of the philosophy.
as I've transitioned in kind of like the theater world of being like front stage like actor into more of like background tech roles, I think I've kind of like adopted the same mentality. Like I
Hmm.
like making other people look good, make them sound good, make sure like the lighting's good, make sure the sound's good, to where I kind of get that secondhand satisfaction of like when you're doing good on stage or when the actor is doing good on stage, I feel good, like I did my job. It's just like
Yeah,
a,
yeah,
working back and forth type of thing.
yeah. Again, that synergy, right? It's like your success is my success, and we're a
Hmm.
team. That's how we move through this together and accomplish our goals. So I'm glad to hear that we have that in common.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Speaking of the theater, Dan, I just finished I think it was like 4 months worth of I put on or co-directed slash did the tech for a youth rendition of Hades Town,
Hmm.
which was a lot of fun. The kids did absolutely fantastic. A lot of great memories made, but it was a lot of work. And after my 9 to 5, I would pull my 5 to 9. Go into rehearsals.
Man,
Doing all that stuff. So it's finally over with, and I have more time to play video games again, and appear on the podcast more regularly. And I'm very excited to
yeah.
come home from work and just stay home.
I mean, congratulations to you for completing that and having a successful show, and
Thank you.
now being able to relax. I mean, it's a nice little chapter in this year for you, and I hope that there's many more of those to come. But it kind of gives us the time to appreciate the downtime, right?
It
Versus
does.
the busy projects and things like that. So
Yeah.
that's what it's about, balance.
It's all about the balance, baby. And like, yeah, like you said, being busy makes you appreciate when it's not busy, when you got time to chill out. It's a blessing. And I'm very excited for it. But
Well,
yeah, can't wait to.
speaking of busyness, right? It's
Hmm.
the holidays. We're
Yes.
right in the beginning of December here, towards the end of the year. We're all thinking holidays. My family, we celebrate Christmas, and we're thinking about like gifts and parties and get-togethers
Hmm.
and travel and stuff like that. But I got a question for you, Terry.
Oh, man. Oh, no.
Yeah, I do have a question for you. Now we all know who Santa is. Most of us know who Santa is, right? The
Hmm.
big guy coming with the presents, climbing down the chimney in the middle of the night, breaking and entering.
Hmm. Yep. Committing so many crimes.
If there was an alternative to Santa,
Uh-huh.
which video game character would you want to replace Santa in the same like role?
Okay. In the same role, replacing Santa.
Hmm.
So my mind goes to, like, he has to be a big guy as well, right?
Oh, it has to be big guy. Okay.
He has to be a big guy, has to be rotund to fill that like jolly good role.
Hmm.
Uh and the first thing my mind is going to, it's just the first character, so I just got to go with it. King K. Rule.
King K. Rule.
King K. Rule. Yeah, I think
Okay.
King K. Rule would make uh he would bring the comedy because he's a funny
Okay.
guy. He would still bring a little bit of the scariness because some kids are scared of Santa Claus. So
Sure.
you see a giant alligator there, you might be a little scared. But I mean, at the end of the day, he has a heart of gold, because what really is Christmas all about other than destroying uh Kong's island and being king of everything. That's
I
that's what
guess so.
Christmas is all about.
I think yeah, being being a reptile might freak some kids out, but I could see
Mhm.
at least the physique fits, right?
Mhm.
And he's he's goal driven. He knows what his values are.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Knows what he wants, gets it.
Very
Uh
very
pop
dedicated. Yeah.
Very dedicated. He's got the green skin and red cape, so that's green and red. That's the Christmas
He
colors right there, man.
yeah. I mean, he has a
Yeah,
crown, right? It's a pretty sharp
sure.
crown. It's like a
Yeah.
boomerang, but okay, I
Easy.
can see that being somewhat of a fit.
Thanks, man.
Not a bad choice.
Thank you. Thank you. Put me on the spot there. I wasn't expecting that.
No, I just thought of it like now. So
Oh yeah. I'm curious for your thoughts though.
I I had a few thoughts as you were talking. My first thought was a Pokemon, Delibird.
Ah, yeah, that's a good one.
Um, I immediately started thinking about that mini game in Pokemon Stadium 2. I think it's Pokemon, yeah, Pokemon Stadium 2, when you have to go to the conveyor belt, um, get a prize, he puts it in his bag, and then you have to go drop it off on the other end.
Mhm.
Literally the same role as Santa, right?
Oh
Gift
yeah,
giving.
absolutely. Mhm.
And then who else did I think of? I don't know if I thought of anyone as round as King K. Rool. I think I thought of Barrett from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
almost, almost like the polar opposite, um,
Oh my
as
god.
Santa. um, but I think in playing the game recently, I'm like, he's got a tough exterior, really soft interior, right? A
He's got a heart of
big-hearted
gold, man.
dude, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, and almost like King Carol, super dedicated. And when he believes in something, he's got to fight for it as much as
Sure.
possible. I mean, in the game, it's his daughter Marlene. Um, I guess if he saw the world as billions of Marlenes in need, I think he'd be pretty good at it.
Dang, man. Yeah, Barrett would be a good choice. Now that you're
Yeah,
like talking
might
it
have
through
to
with me.
might have to cover his gun, his Gatling gun, but
Ah,
I
you
think
know,
he's still be good.
it just puts a little spice on Christmas. It shoots
Oh yeah,
out it shoots out jingle bells. Hmm.
that would still be lethal if you think about it.
Yeah, I guess it
It
would.
would just have a jingle to it on impact.
A jingly death.
Yeah, he's good at sneaking around, right? As he did with Avalanche.
He cares
Um,
about the environment.
he cares about the environment, right?
Hmm.
Only thing is he like maybe he can't fly, but I'm sure he could tinker with some type of machinery. He
Yeah, or
definitely has
get
a
get
team
like
for it.
get like Red 13 to like dress up as a reindeer. And
Oh yeah,
is it
that'd be
is it Red
fantastic.
13? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Uh, yeah.
yeah.
I want to
We're
see that
cooking.
happen now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we're absolutely cooking. This is good like fan fiction right here.
Some would get on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I could see like Square Enix because they do like funny, weird like skins and DLCs sometimes. Like for Christmas time, just doing a
Uh huh.
a Santa skin for Barrett and a reindeer skin for Red. That'd be dope.
Everyone else is an elf.
Yeah,
I mean, Cloud already kind of looks like an elf. He
yeah,
put him and Link side to side.
hmm,
Link is basically an elf, right? So
yeah.
there you go.
Same
Look at the
character.
team.
They're the same character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Dan, before we pop into the games real quick, I do want to ask you. This is super off the cuff.
Hmm.
Is there anything as we barrel towards the end of the year? Is there anything in your backlog for this year that you're like you maybe have touched or not touched
Mm-hmm.
at all, and you like really are just like itching to get back to like at all?
Yes, there's a
Yeah,
ton. There's a ton.
yeah.
There's obviously some forerunners, front runners. Sorry.
Hmm.
I think at the top of that list is Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Um, there is definitely more Claire Obscure,
Oh, dude,
definitely, definitely,
gotta finish that.
and Final Fantasy 16.
Okay, cool.
Now, I those were intentional. Like I put those on the backlog because I've said before I want to be able to be fully present with it,
Hmm.
and give it my all. So I don't want to treat those as like side games,
Sure.
basically.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Final Fantasy 16, I actually started playing the other day. I bought the PC version of it. I think it was like 35
Mhm.
bucks and you get like all the DLC as well.
Oh,
So,
nice.
I played it before. I got a little bit of progress on the PS5, but I'm starting over on PC. So I'm just catching
Hmm.
back up to where I was. But yeah, with me, it's I want to eventually finish Nine Souls. I put that down for Silk Song, for obvious reasons. Um, yeah, Final Fantasy 16, I want to finish that. The Witcher 3, I I beat it mad long ago when it came out, like 2015, but I've never played the DLCs. So I want to get
Hmm.
through that and play the DLCs, but that's such a long game.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so much. And then eventually I got Arkham Knight loaded up on my PC and downloaded. I want to play Arkham Knight. I've never played through that. Dragon Quest 11, just
Wow.
all these huge games, Dan. They're like 100-hour RPGs. I'm like, I don't know if I have the time for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've brought that up before. I beat that game last year.
Mhm.
That's a long one.
Yeah.
It can get repetitive, but it's a long one. But Arkham Knight, that's a good time.
Oh yeah, dude. I loved Arkham City, so I think Arkham Knight is just even more.
Yeah, yeah. Once you get that muscle memory back and you get into the flow of like all these
Mhm.
combos, it's like nothing's in your way. And this the way they do like side quests and stories is very interesting too. So I think you'll be able to do it.
That stuff, yeah, I'm excited to get back into that gritty, constantly raining world of
Yeah,
hardcore.
constantly raining.
Just
Isn't it supposed to
constantly
take
raining.
place on for like over the course of like 2 days or something like that?
I think so, yeah, it's like a really short amount of time, right?
Yeah, yeah. It feels like
Mhm.
forever, but yeah, that's crazy what he does in a couple nights.
Oh, it's so good. So good, man, but we'll eventually get to it. Hopefully, we'll have more free time and to play next year, but, I mean, let's just dive back into it, Dan. I think we've got a lot of updates for
Hmm.
this episode. A lot of, like, going back to older games and giving some updates, but you got a really fun game coming up later on that I'm excited to talk about and hear
Oh
your
man,
opinion on.
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely. But, I'll just start off with my Ghost of Yotei update. Yeah, like I said, I've been doing that theater stuff, so in what spare time I had, I was really just focusing on one game, and it's Ghost of Yotei. I checked my progress yesterday. I think I'm about
Hmm.
53 hours in, and I really only just completed one of the, like, so if there's the Yotei 6, I've only got, like, through 2 of them maybe, and the one of those 2 is the one that you fight, like, right as the story begins, so I really only got through
Yeah.
one of them.
Okay.
So I just completed the Kitsune's area. I won't spoil anything about what goes on there, nothing like that, but I'm on to the Oni right now,
Hmm.
and yeah, damn, this game just continues to impress me with the amount of combat abilities that open up as you go along. Um, it's it's not a spoiler, but I will reveal one of the abilities you get. It's
Sure.
when you go up north to like the Kitsune's area, you get the Kurasigama, which is like the sickle. It's on a chain, and then there's like a ball
Hmm.
at the end.
Hmm.
It's a really dope weapon, and what you can do, Dan, is you can use that eventually. Like you unlock a skill to assassinate with that, but what you do is, like, you throw it at somebody so they can be you can be, like, far away from them. You throw it at
Okay.
somebody, it hooks onto them, then you yank them towards you, and then you kill them. So you can be like,
Oh,
"Oh, it's so cool, dude. It's so cool." So you can be, like, hiding in tall grass, and you could just yank them over, kill them. So
oh
good.
my god, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, compared to Ghost of Tsushima, right?
Mhm.
What do you think the evolution of like the gameplay was like for you?
I think a lot more abilities get unlocked through the different weapons you have. So with Ghost of Tsushima, you really just had your katana. You had a couple
Hmm.
like throwables, like your kunai and stuff like that, but your main weapon was your katana, and then you would get different forms. So you would hold it in different ways to fight the different
Hmm.
types of enemies. So the evolution really rears its head with the amount of weapons that you get. So again,
Hmm.
the Kurasigama, you get the dual katanas, you get I'm working on getting the spear right now. There's a couple other ones that you get as well, but with each one of those, like each weapon has its own skill tree.
Right.
So you're unlocking different ways to use them, different like in different scenario, like using them in different scenarios. Like some weapons work better with other weapons, but ultimately, if you just wanted to use one the whole time that you liked, you really could just stick with that.
Hmm.
Um, so the evolution like really shows its head there. And another way is Ghost of Tsushima had like maybe one or two or three characters that you really cared about. There was your
Hmm.
uncle, and then there was the girl thief assassin that you were traveling with, and her brother. So like
Right.
the character the side characters weren't the greatest. They were still good, but they weren't the main focal point. And so Yotei is really surprising me with the amount of characters that I'm coming to like care about and like
Hmm.
learn about really like in each area. So again, I just completed the Kitsune's area. You'll meet like one or two major characters up there. You'll learn their backstory. You'll go through their missions and their backstory with them, and then you'll find a bunch of side characters, like, there are those side characters and they're, like, side characters who probably, like, aren't named or whatever, but they'll have their own story, like a mission that you go through with them, and you'll learn more about the land and the history itself, there's a group of indigenous people to this region of Japan. They're called the Ainu.
Hmm.
Um, similar to like Native Americans from America, they're being like pushed from their home and they're being targeted by raiders, the Yotei Six, and just like the people of Japan themselves, and they're like really being pushed out. And you connect with them, you learn their story, and you learn their struggle, and you encounter them throughout kind of the entire game. And I think that's just really cool. And it just this game really is just like the perfect sequel to Tsushima while being an evolution, like not a completely
Hmm.
different thing. It's just it's Tsushima plus more. You know what I mean? If
Right.
if
Right.
that makes any sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense, and they've really expanded on the things that they're already good at, from what it sounds like, with the
Mhm.
different weapons and stances, stories, art. Right, so many
Oh
different
yeah.
directions here, all in the right direction. I think I what makes a game like really like top tier for me is its relatability. And
Hmm.
so I think about Ghost of Tsushima and how much I wanted vengeance,
Oh yeah.
um, just as much as Jin did, right? For him,
Hmm.
even though it's like obviously it's never happened to me. But yeah, I know what it feels like to want to get vengeance and
Hmm.
feel vindicated. Maybe not in such a violent way, but
Right. Right. Of course. No, I mean,
I know the feeling.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and so I have played a little bit of Yotei. I plan to do some more, but is what would you describe to be like the relatability in this game for you?
So I think it's pretty similar to Tsushima. Maybe so Atsu's story is more personal as opposed to Jin's quest to rid Tsushima of Mongols.
Hmm.
Atsu's is really just I want to kill these certain amount of people because they wronged me. And they, did what they did to my family. But I think in some ways that's more relatable to some people because, it's not this grand plan of like saving your country. It's a little more smaller, a little more personal. You really feel Atsu's like rage throughout the story because there are so many flashbacks, so many like,
Hmm.
it deals with her trauma, her PTSD when she encounters, she's so strong and she's so capable when you're playing the game, but when you encounter a Yotei six member, like when the battle actually happens, she becomes nervous. She gets scared because she still faces that PTSD, that flashback
Hmm.
of when she was smaller, when she was more vulnerable. So I think something like that is super relatable because every like you said, everybody wants some sort of revenge in their life. Maybe again, it's not as like violent, and hopefully it's not as violent. But you're right. But yeah, I think that's what makes it very personal. And it's just as how Jin struggled with the ideal of honor versus doing what he has to do to save his country.
Right.
I'm finding out that Atsu is, when you start the game, she's so narrow focused on I
Hmm.
need to do what I have to do. I don't care if it kills me in the process. I don't care what happens to me afterwards. But again, you're encountering these side characters who are, giving Atsu a different perspective or maybe opening her mind up to other possibilities. And she's and Atsu's a very kind character. Like she may be like laser focused and bloodthirsty on like her revenge, but to the people who are innocent, she'll go out of her way to save them or to, she really cares about animals. So she like goes out of her way to care for the animals.
Hmm.
She's a mercenary, so she like takes jobs, she does what she has to do. But just like with Witcher 3, when you accept a contract at the end, you can choose to like take the payment or not take the payment. I just did a mission with Atsu where there was this father who was like you had to like help this father protect his wife while she was like giving birth in a cave or whatever. So like you and the father would like go against these like hordes of enemies that were like attacking them. And then
Yeah.
at the end, he's like, "Here, let me pay you," and then you can choose to accept the payment or just be like, "No,
Hmm.
keep the money for you and your wife and stuff like that." So there are small little things like that, but I think it really adds to Atsu's character, and again, her relatability because you can like choose to put some of yourself in there in her
Hmm.
shoes and how you want to kind of like mold her to your liking as a player.
Absolutely. I agree with all of that, and I think there's something about like her quiet resolve, right? Just
Hmm.
like because for a while she was narrow focused, or might still be in my experience, and like what the end goal is, right? And with that comes like this like intent, like no matter what gets in the way, I'm going to pursue this. As other side stories come into play, and I guess more or less detract her from that vision, I
Hmm.
think that's where some of the relatability comes in. At least for me, because it's like ultimately this is a story about justice,
Yeah.
right? But not like your typical superhero justice, right?
Hmm.
It comes with a lot of internal conflict, and then you reassess values and what you believe in for people and the world around you. So when it comes to those ethical or moral dilemmas, you're like, how do you want to shape this? Do you do it in a way that's opposite of who you are in real life, or do you
Hmm.
like project something else onto Atsu? Um, and on top of that, when it comes to the confrontation with trauma, or at least someone who perpetrated that trauma, um, it's not as straightforward as we think it is, right?
Hmm.
On paper, you would think it's pretty straightforward, black and white. You found the person that did this to your family, you get revenge. The
Hmm.
person's in front of you, you get revenge, right?
Hmm.
But it's confounded by uncertainty and the ethics and the morals of it, but also your own um, like hyper vigilance and flashbacks and all these other anxious
Oh
fear
yeah.
inducing symptoms. Um, I think that's fascinating, and it's very nuanced if you think about it, because that's what real life is. It's
Hmm.
not as
Yeah.
black and white as we think it is, and when you think it's one way, something comes in and just messes it up.
Yeah, nothing simple whatsoever. And those are you're hitting like the nail on the head at so many different points. I need you when you do get back to this game, please do like once you're free to explore and choose what path you want to take, please do the Kitsune's area first as like the
Okay.
first Yotei 6 member you track down
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
like everything that you're saying like just comes to a head at at those final moments in that area. And like yeah, because it's not simple there are so many, like, twists thrown in, and it's just it really impressed me with how they handled
Yeah.
that story and, like, what they did with those characters. So, yeah, please do the Kitsune's area first for those reasons, and you get a bunch
Sure.
of abilities and weapons up there that I think, will help you out during the rest of the story. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm on it. I'm all about that.
Hell yeah, dude. But I mean, yeah, that's Ghost of Yotei. I mean, I think the next time I bring up the game, I'll probably have beaten it. But it's a super long game and I'm loving doing all the side stuff. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, take your
we'll
time.
see.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're gonna like milk everything you can in that game, and I think that's
absolutely.
absolutely worth it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, let me quiet down and reload my chamber real quick. While I,
There
get
it
my words
is.
of the
Nice job.
Thank you. Dan, Persona 3 reload update. What's going on?
Persona 3 Reload is amazing. I have surpassed my little endpoint from like years ago, from like 10 years ago when I
Nice.
tried to play through the game. I remember the exact moment it happened. It's not a huge spoiler, but um, the first time I played through Persona 3 on PS2, I think it was, I had gotten stuck at a boss that was literally a tank.
Mhm. Oh,
Um,
yeah. Alright.
literally a tank, and it had like I believe it had like a little like side like character like healing it or like puts a
Sure.
shield up, so I couldn't really do anything.
Those
And I
tanks
remember the
suck, man.
frustration. Yeah, I remember the frustration. Many many years ago, and how I just never got back to it, and to see it, to reconfront it today was so gratifying, because all of
Nice.
these years, not like I harbored a grudge, but to be like, hey, you, I know you,
I
and
I know you.
I'm going to destroy you. this fight. Like I know for a fact I'm going to destroy you.
Sure.
I've been grinding like crazy leading up to this fight, knowing it was going to happen. I didn't remember where the sequence was in the story, but um, I was pretty strong.
Nice. Nice.
And it took me like no time. I did it in one battle. Um, I didn't have to use a whole lot of my third G's, my basically my
Mhm.
limit breaks for people who haven't played, um, or many items or revivals. So I was so excited to see that boss go down because now like a whole world was opening up to me in terms of
Nice.
like social link stories, obviously the mainline story,
Mhm.
different abilities, different personas, and
Oh, yeah.
now I'm like 54, 55 hours done. Um,
Nice.
I I have reached like the very high levels of the Tartarus. I'm seeing
Mhm.
enemies I haven't seen before, um, and still having like a great time as like its own game, not as just a remake.
Yeah.
Um, they've added a lot of things like I think it's called the Monad Door, where it's
Mhm.
like a side path in the Tartarus where it's a little bit tougher, but you get like major rewards.
Such good rewards.
Yeah, and those are a nice challenge. And you have like I don't know what they're called, like these clock doors where you can go and get like um, bonuses to level up less like weaker teammates.
That's
Um,
such a good boon too, like, to, like, just really, like, kinda equal everybody out, bring up, like, the lowest team
yeah,
members.
yeah. It at first I'm like this is kind of like a, a handicap, but it really isn't because those doors don't show up very often,
No, no.
and
Mm.
and it comes down to saving time. Because if you really wanted to grind it out and level up your weaker party members, you could, but that gets
If
super
you're
repetitive.
Yeah, I gotta constantly switch people in and out and just go through the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. So I really like that feature, and in addition, Fuka has like a bunch of like abilities that you could use. I don't know if this was in the original, maybe to some degree. Um, but she could like boost your stats for the next battle. She could like shroud you so you're undetectable.
Mhm.
And she has like a bunch of escape ropes for you if you need to go back to the entrance.
Yeah.
So it's super helpful.
Yeah, no, she's dope. Whenever she got a new ability, I was so excited to use it because she just makes grinding in Tartarus such an easier time when
Oh
you've
yeah.
got those buffs to everything and all that.
Hmm.
How are
Hmm.
you So now that you're, like, a good amount of time in, how do you feel, and I know you still probably need to finish it to answer
Hmm.
this, but compared to Persona 5, even Persona 5 Royal, either way, how
Yeah.
would you feel about this game versus that one?
I still rank Persona 5 higher.
Mhm.
And I was thinking about this as my party's going through the Tartarus. I like the variation. I like when you are dungeon crawling, it's not the same dungeon,
Yeah.
right? Um, and there are different bosses. Now, I know Persona 5 has it's not a Tartarus, it's called something else. It's
Mementos.
Mementos. Now,
Mhm.
that could be very similar to Tartarus, but I feel like it's like smaller scale.
Yeah, yeah, in Tartarus, it feels like that's the main thing of Persona 3 Reload, and you have to, like, keep climbing
Yeah.
it. With Mementos, is like I think you still have to do Mementos, but it's, like, not as poignant or something? I don't know the word
No,
for it,
not
but
definitely not as fleshed out.
yeah, not as emphasized or whatever.
Right. It is a maze, and you go through it. The mazes don't really like change atmosphere as much as you would see in Tartarus.
Mhm,
Um, I mean, it's cool. You got like these side quests where like these shadow people get like kind of lost in the mementos.
mhm.
I don't know how people are getting lost in Tartarus, or even cats are getting stuck in the Tartarus. Those rescue
Right,
missions are interesting.
yeah.
Um, but as a whole, I like Persona 5 better. When it's like to dungeon, not dungeon crawl, but when it's to like Tartarus versus Mementos. Tartarus is all obviously like the core of three, and I like going through that much better, much more than I do the Mementos.
Mhm.
Um, but I gotta say, Terry, from time to time, when I hear that Persona 4 Golden music,
Ah,
nothing, nothing tops it.
just
I
brings you back,
just
man.
the feelings are. It's like I played it yesterday for the first time.
Mhm.
Whenever I hear the music, and I recently rewatched the teaser for Persona 4, their remake that they're going to do
It's
soon.
gonna
I
be
hope.
so good.
Um, and man, time warp, right? It's like it is nostalgia, but it's like it reminds me of I guess the feelings there, or like just that time
Mhm.
that was so important to me.
Yeah, definitely
Nostalgia.
nostalgia, but that was a good game. Like, hands down, that was
Fantastic
just a
game.
yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic game.
Was that your
Yes.
first Persona game?
That was my first one that I completed, yeah, so I played
Yeah.
Persona 5 first in, like, 2021, but,
Hmm.
like, I didn't even beat, what's this called? The first guy's dungeon. So I was like super confused. I'm like, what kind of gameplay is this? This is so weird.
Yeah.
So I went back and I played Persona 4 and I beat
Hmm.
it and I loved it. So I would consider that my first Persona game for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That
but
was
yeah,
is my
God,
first
so
too.
good.
So, um, yeah, no, big fan of the franchise. I
Mhm.
I believe I'm pretty close to the end of Persona 3 Reload. Um, I think I have one like main boss left, but
Mhm.
with any JRPG, that doesn't mean anything,
Oh,
right?
sure. No, right.
So who knows how much longer I got. But I really am enjoying it. Some sad things happen in the story. Um, and
Some like
I'm
really
still,
sad things. It's like
yeah,
it gets dark.
it's it's pretty dark, and I'm still trying to piece together like the story as a whole because there's a lot of like different players involved.
Mhm.
Um, but it's starting to make more sense to me, and it probably won't make sense until like I fully finish the game. Um, but it's very clear they want you to do a second playthrough
Mhm.
because for some social links, you have to max out some stats before you can even start a conversation, right?
Yeah,
Or start
that's the
that
one thing
relationship.
about those Persona games. It's just like what do you focus on? When do you focus on it? Like it's a min maxer's nightmare, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. And I mean, the good news is that second playthroughs for Persona games super fast. A lot of
Yeah.
skills carry over. A lot of your compendium carries over, so you could
Mhm.
basically summon any strong persona that you'd like for battle.
Yeah.
But really, that would just be a matter of social maximizing their social links for the
Mhm.
second time around. Um, I mean, I'd be curious. I wouldn't put too much time into that. There are many games in my backlog, as we all know.
Sure.
So, but I'm looking forward to seeing what happens at the end here.
Yeah, I'm still you're saying all this and my mind's just going to Terry, you have that completed save of Persona 4 Golden. You could do a new game plus. Already have all your stats maxed out. Unlock those like conversations that you couldn't do because your bravery wasn't maxed out, but you could do it now. Like
It wouldn't take as long, right? The 100 hours would probably go down to like 90 hours instead.
man, that'd be so much fun. Don't make me do it, Dan, please.
One at a time.
One at a time. One at a time for sure. But nah, dude, Persona 3 Reload, I'm excited for you to get through it more. It's it's hard for me to compare soundtracks with these Persona games because I'm like, oh, this I like this one more than this one for this reason, or this one fits this vibe better. But the soundtrack and Reload, although I wouldn't know where to rank it amongst them, it's so good, dude.
Oh yeah.
So good. So hype. And you get through these battles so quickly after a certain point, like when you're riding in Tartarus, that I'm just like, wait, hold on. Let me slow down this battle just so I can hear the battle music real quick. Like, let me chill for a minute. Just so good.
It's funny because like when I play it, Katie's next to me, um, and she's like doing her thing, watching something on the iPad, and sometimes when I do slow it down, and it's like at one of those mini boss fights, and the song's not like super hype, but it's like a strategic like fight song.
Mhm.
Um, Katie will say to me, she's like, "I have that song stuck in my head," and I'm like, "Out of all the songs stuck in your head, yeah, I'm sorry it's that one." But
Sorry, it's that.
um, like my favorite one is when you get the advantage and you strike a shadow from behind.
Mhm.
And it goes seize advantage, and it's like I don't know. I feel more amped up to engage in that fight versus a slow grind mini boss.
Sure. Absolutely, absolutely. It's good to get that advantage. You get to I forget which point if you get the advantage or if it's the disadvantage, but the song that goes like, "Ooh yeah, ba da ba 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 da ba ba,
Yeah,
baby, baby, baby."
that's the
That's the one that got
advantage
stuck in
one.
my head.
That's what
Is
I'm
that the
talking
okay?
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the one that got stuck in my head
And I,
all the
I don't
time.
know if you like hear it during your workday or something, like when you feel
Mhm.
like you do like you got the upper hand here.
Mhm.
Um I know I did for Persona 5. Um like if I was not so much like driving to work, but if I felt like there was a challenge I had to step up to, I'd hear that song in the background
Oh, yeah.
for a little bit.
Mhm. That's a
Yeah.
great song to hear when your back's against the wall. You
Oh
need
yeah.
to do
Yeah.
it up.
When you
Absolutely.
believe in yourself.
Good stuff though, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what I got for Persona 3. I hopefully the next time we record again that I'm able to tell you the end product. But no rush. I just
No
like
rush.
the many other games we play, we want to be, fully engaged and present with them.
Absolutely, man. Take your time with it. That's the persona saying, right? Take your time.
Yes, yes. That was my phone background for a while.
Yeah, the from
Yeah,
Persona 5.
yeah, yeah. Take your time.
Cool. Well, how about we take our first little breaky break and we'll come right back.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, we are back at it, better than ever, prettier than ever, more illustrious than ever. Uh,
There it
Dan,
is.
I got my little, yeah, I got my little Android handheld, my little Odin 2
Mm-hmm.
Portal to play on emulation games on. Where are you at with the Odin you bought from me? Are you still on tinkering with it or?
Yeah, tinkering it slowly. I
Mhm.
don't know if I mentioned it on here. I got stuck with the BIOS files,
Okay.
so I thought I did it correctly. It wasn't.
Yeah.
I had to troubleshoot where I went wrong, so that's
Sure.
taken some time. But yeah, that's
Mm.
all the fun in
It's all the
having
fun
one
of
of
it.
those
Yeah.
handhelds.
Absolutely. I've got with BIOS files for me, I found that like some of them just straight up don't work when they should
Yeah.
work. So I had to find
Hmm.
some like more quote unquote reputable ones. So if you ever need
Right.
any,
Right.
let me know and I can just send those over.
For sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, so I've been tinkering around on my Odin 2 portal and a game I booted up semi recently, maybe a week or two ago. Kingdom Hearts 2, man. It's a game. It's a game that I will always return to. It's one of my mine and Mallory's childhood favorites. It's a game that fills me with huge amounts of nostalgia, but just also huge amounts of joy because when I
Hmm.
originally played it, it just reminds me of like being around family, being young. I think I was like 10 or 11 years old, so you're still filled with like child bliss and joy. So,
Hmm.
playing a game like Kingdom Hearts 2 at that time is just like it really becomes your everything. Um, and yeah, so I'm like replaying it right now. If you would have told 10 or 11-year-old me that you could eventually play this handheld, like in your hands, wherever
Hmm.
you go, I would have like pissed myself. I would have like threw it up. I'm like, what are you talking about? Are you serious? But yeah, it's just like I'm trying to keep that thought with me as I play this like on my handheld. I'm like the amount of just like pure what's the word for it? The amount of pure I don't even know the word. I'm just so lucky. We're just so lucky in this day and age to like be able to have emulation and these handhelds be as advanced as they are to have this in our hands. So I'm trying to not
Yeah.
take that for granted as I'm playing through it. But
Absolutely.
yeah, it's so good, man. The colors are beautiful. The game is just as beautiful as I thought it was. or as I remembered it being. And the music, man, the music hits you so hard once Twilight Town opens up and you're playing as Roxas and the track Lazy Afternoon is playing in the background. It's just,
Yeah.
man, it just makes me
I
want to cry, man.
I still listen to that soundtrack on
Yeah.
Spotify. I mean, people like do their own renditions, but it's timeless. It's a classic for a reason, you know. Um,
Hmm.
and it's funny you played that when you were 10. I played it when I was like 23,
Yeah.
like for the first time.
Sure.
And two, Kingdom Hearts 2 is probably the quintessential Kingdom Hearts game, right?
Hmm.
One kicked it all off, but it was
Yeah.
clunky, and they had a lot of room for improvement, and I think 2 really
Hmm.
solidified that.
Oh, yeah.
um and it, just like any like Final Fantasy game, it's super confusing in terms of like
Hmm.
what's going on. But how could you not like the cross between Final Fantasy and Disney, right?
So good.
it's it's almost like our first multiverse
Hmm.
exposure, right? um but I'm sure my experience as my 20-year-old me was going through, like, it was different than yours at 10.
Yeah, sure. Like, absolutely. Like when you're 10, these moments that are like kind of corny and like cheesy, like when you're an adult, but like when you're like 10 or 11 years old, that was everything. It was
Oh
like, oh my
yeah.
God, this is so deep. Riku and Kairi, and they're looking for each other, and Sora, and all these things. And who's Roxas? And what do you
Yeah.
mean he's a nobody? And oh, it's just, it's like you said, it's everything. Um, and yeah, yeah, when you're 10 or 11 years old, you really don't realize just how bizarre it is or was that Final Fantasy and Disney are in the same game. Like, I kinda just thought whatever of it at
Yeah.
the time, like, "Oh, this is just another game." But, like, looking back on it, that's kinda wild that
You
that
have to
happened.
wonder, like, they all sat in a meeting room, like Team Disney and Team Final Fantasy, and they're like, "What can we do together?" Right?
Yeah,
And someone was like, "How about we just throw them all into a pot and make it an action RPG?" And they're like,
crazy.
"Yeah, yeah, yeah." Everyone
Let's
clapped
do it.
and was like, "That's brilliant," right?
What if we
And
pretend
then
that
one
Goofy died in the 2nd game? Like,
yeah, yeah. One bozo in the corner is like, "Hey, let's call these gummy ships and make that a little mini game." And someone's like, yeah, sure, yeah,
yeah.
that's a great idea, right?"
Yeah, someone unfortunately agreed to that one, and we got the gummy ship in betweens, so and I'm
uh,
sure Travis is gonna listen to this and be like, "I loved the gummy ship parts."
if there is an opportunity for them to make another sequel to Kingdom Hearts, it should be a gummy ship spinoff,
Oh my god.
just for people like our friend Travis here.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, you heathens, have what you want and
Yeah.
stop talking to the rest of us.
Yeah, yeah. It reminds me of like Banjo-Kazooie, where they had a sequel called Nuts and Bolts, and they just focused on like kart riding, and you like
Mhm.
customize your car to go around whatever stages. Um, I wonder if Travis would be into that too.
Oh, absolutely. Whatever you think someone wouldn't be into and is just, like, generally, like, unliked, Travis probably enjoys
Yeah,
some piece of
yeah.
it. Yeah. N
That
not
makes a lot of
no
sense.
kind of, like, shade, but, like,
No, 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 no. I mean, maybe a little bit. Like, I think Travis would play The Witcher 3, and he's like, the whole game is about Gwent. Like, I don't
mhm.
care about anything else. It's the card
Oh,
game.
good day. Mhm. Yep, absolutely. They were Travis, once you eventually listen to this in 4 months, just know that we love you and
Yeah,
we
yeah,
appreciate you. What was I gonna
absolutely.
say? You mentioned Banjo-Kazooie. Dan, are you familiar with the game Dreams at all?
Dreams?
Yeah, it was like a
Oh,
PS4 game where you could, like, make your own games inside of it.
yes. I remember that one. I never played it, but I know what
Right.
you're talking about.
Somebody this is, like, released recently, somebody created an entire Banjo-Kazooie game inside of Dreams, and
What?
it looks really good. Like, when you have a chance, go look it
I'm
up.
pulling it up right now.
Dude, it's one for one, and it looks
Like,
really
it's like its own unique game, or is it like a remake?
So I think it's its own unique thing. I'm not sure how long it is either, but like just from the look of it, it looks like amazing.
Yeah,
Me,
it looks like a legitimate Banjo Kazooie game. And I mean, what I've clicked so far, it looks like a remake, but it looks amazing. Banjo
might be right.
Dreamy.
Manjo Dreamy. Yeah, it looks
That's
like, and it's
awesome.
crazy because it's Banjo Kazooie is now Microsoft owned property, but Dreams is only on PlayStation. So this is a game
Yeah,
that you can technically only play on PlayStation at the moment.
man. It, especially with the success of like Mario Odyssey and the latest Donkey Kong,
Hmm.
um, mascot like 3D mascot platformers are slowly making a comeback.
They're back,
Um,
bro.
yeah,
Absolutely.
if they did re-release or remake Banjo Kazooie, I feel like that would be such a hit.
That'd be so
Um,
dope.
the younger generation's really really missing out on such a good time.
Yeah, and I think it would hit like with the younger generation, just the reemergence of 3D platformers and not simpler games, but games that just produce joy in
Yeah,
in all aspects.
you think about like your Spyros, your Jack and Daxters, right?
Mm,
Sly Cooper, things like that.
ah,
They're silly, like they're not meant to be taken like super seriously.
super
um,
silly.
and anyone can enjoy them. There's like dark humor, adult humor, slapstick
Hmm.
humor. Like there's so many different like facets that anyone can enjoy. So if any developers come across our podcast, I hope this is your
Please,
inspiration to remake some of
please.
these games.
Absolutely. We were while we're on the topic of staying off topic real quick, you mentioned Sly Cooper, and that's just something that I wanted to bring up during the Ghost of Yotei section. I was talking to Pat, our friend Pat from Bonus Level, yesterday, and I wanted to say Ghost of Yotei is just a Sly Cooper game at the end of the day.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
well, it's made by Sucker Punch, same people
Uh-huh.
that made Sly Cooper. In Sly Cooper, you're hunting down, a gang of criminals who are usually animals. So it's the Fiendish Five or whatever. In Ghost of Yotei, you're hunting down the Yotei Six, which are all wearing basically animal masks or demon masks. In Sly Cooper One, the Fiendish Five killed your family, so that's why you're chasing them down. Ghost of Yotei, you're chasing them down because they killed your family. You're jumping on wires, you're traveling across wires, being sneaky, being a ninja or thief and stuff.
I mean,
It's all
that
good.
adds another layer to it because they matured and aged with you, right?
Mhm.
What
Yeah.
was it, cartoony, Sly was
Mhm.
now into a more adult version of that game, or at least concept. So that's really
Yeah.
cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. That's not official. It just feels that way. But,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Anywho, whatever. If you're into Sly Cooper, go play
Anywho,
Ghost of Yotei. Anywho.
Kingdom Hearts
Yeah.
2 is great.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is great. I mean, what more can I say about it that I haven't already said? Again, playing in handheld is a game changer. It makes 10-year-old me super happy. And that's it, Dan. I mean, I'll bring this up maybe once I beat it again. I beat this game 10 million times. So
Yeah.
it's kind of just like a yearly comfort game for me during these cold months. But I mean, that's a game that I can talk to death about, Dan, but I really want to hear about this new game that I've been hearing nothing but great things about across like multiple podcasting platforms. Um, Dispatch.
Dispatch is my favorite, and it's a contender for like my like game of the year for
Hmm.
my list. I Dispatch, for those who hadn't heard about it yet, it was just released by Ad Hoc Studios like a week before Halloween this year. Um, and it is a choose your own adventure game. What would you call it? Visual novel.
Visual novel,
Um,
kind of like Telltale-ish
yeah, if
game.
you've played a Telltale game, it's essentially like that. Um, I've never played any game like this before. Like
Mhm.
I've never played a Telltale game. I've never played like just purely a story based game, and I had nothing against it. I just, for times when I want to get more into the action, I just don't choose those games. Um, but I watched like a trailer for this game because it was like on the front page of Steam for a while. Um, Rave reviews, up for like it's a bunch of awards,
Mhm.
getting nominated for a lot of different things. So I checked it out and read some reviews, and the thing that caught my eye was like it's humor, right? So you'll see it in some of the trailer if you decide to check it out.
Mhm.
But a lot of people talk about it's dry, sarcastic humor, which is right on the nose for me.
Yeah.
That's my shtick.
Yeah, it
Um,
really is.
and then I saw like the cast list, so the voiceover cast.
It's stacked.
Um, it is absolutely stacked.
Mhm.
Aaron Paul plays the main character, but then you have like Laura Bailey, you have Matt Mercer, right?
Matt
Who
Mercer, I think Alana Pierce is
he's
in
in a
there, like
yeah he's in a lot of games in general,
oh,
but
Matt?
I
Mhm.
think the first time I heard his voice was Cassidy in Overwatch.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, and
Mhm.
so a lot of big names. I don't know if I Laura Bailey being another one. So you also have YouTubers and streamers. One of them is where is he? Joel Haver. I love Joel Haver.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Mm.
he's the one that does the rotoscope videos on YouTube, little funny
Mhm.
skits, right? I followed him for a long time, especially through COVID, and just quality stuff he put out there, and his own personal story is very touching and why he's
Mhm.
doing a lot of what he's doing.
Mhm.
But he plays one of like my favorite characters in the game, and I don't want to spoil anything. I want someone
Mhm.
to go into this fresh if they decide to pursue it. Um, Jacksepticeye is in it too. He plays one of the
Oh, cool.
characters. Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know that.
Terry, another thing that impressed me about this game, music. It's all licensed music.
Yeah.
Um, and so they like have like a really cool soundtrack. Young Gravy does a song. I I recently discovered Thought Squad,
Ni
which is like
nice.
the the selection for of music for certain like scenes is like on par. It's like
Mhm.
it fits the emotion and the situation so well. Um, and I have some of those songs on like a Spotify playlist now. I
Nice.
can't not do that.
Mhm.
But the game itself, you're choosing different responses for certain dilemmas, right? And that changes the course of the story, whether it's banter between you and another character or the plot itself. Um, and right off the bat, there was a choice that I made that immediately got rid of a side character
Oh,
that
wow.
could have played a big role in many other checkpoints throughout the plot.
Mhm.
I'm so curious, what would I do if I kept Sonar, the man bat, on my
Mhm.
team, right? Versus I forgot who I replaced him with.
Mhm.
But almost like shortly after that, when I got into a situation where it required Sonar's abilities, I'm like, man, if I kept him on, I would have like crushed that little like sequence.
Right.
Um, so I already like I'm halfway through it. Already I'm like I have to play this again. I need to see what happens when Sonar's in
Mhm.
there. Um, the the plot and the story and everything is very um I keep thinking the word enmeshing. It's not the word I'm looking for. Um, but you're in it, right?
Mhm.
You're fully in it and
Immersive?
immersive. That's the word. I knew it
Yeah.
was an I.
Dude, it's funny how
Um,
much you forget words when you're recording a podcast.
yeah, yeah. I think about it later. I'm like, oh, that's the word I was looking for.
Mm.
But it's super, super immersive. I think as the main character, you're like the straight edge character, right? You're the normal one, and it's relatable because he's going through his own trials and tribulations and looking for redemption and purpose, right? And we've mentioned earlier in this episode that's the stuff that we look for to find that relatability.
Mhm.
In addition to that, I call them side characters, but they're they're just as much main characters. Um, all the side characters have so much depth to them, and you kind of get a solid sense of what their background and their story is without really ever getting into it. It's not shown to you explicitly. You've probably seen characters like these before in any superhero movie, but it goes beyond that. It's very human.
Mhm.
And I think when it comes to story, it's like, I'm sure people have said this before, it's a mix between like The Boys, that show on YouTube, and Invincible, not
Mhm.
YouTube, Amazon.
Mhm.
Invincible and The Boys. And it's a world that is familiar without being like super like well known.
So
The go ahead.
so it sounds like kind of like, you know, the game is tailoring itself like superheroes, like you've seen this like genre before, so
Exactly.
it's not
Yep.
trying to like, introduce something new to you, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. And it applies that not only to you as a player or an audience, it is in the game itself. So everyone in this city knows what superheroes are. There is like a hotline you can call for these superheroes when you have a problem, and then the main character, as you know, the dispatcher, instead of like deploying like police squads, they're delegating different superheroes
Mhm.
in their like pack and saying, "Hey, this person needs help here. I'm going to send you. Can you go do that?" And it's like a cool little mini game.
Mm.
And you could upgrade like the stats of your heroes. They banter back and forth in their earpiece. It's really really funny. Sometimes the missions you're sending them on are really funny and like just like absurd.
Mhm.
Um, like one of them was, I don't know if this is absurd, but it could be as simple as like getting a cat out of like a tree, right?
Sure.
Or it could be a robbery, or it could be like something about to explode at a I don't know, chemical facility. Um, so that's fun and all. It lasts maybe like 5-10 minutes, and then you go on to the rest of the story, and that's where I'm captured. Right,
Mhm.
that's where I'm hooked. The story is it's high pressure at times, and you have to really think about your decisions. Sometimes it's silly, right?
Mhm.
And you're choosing a response that is not to your liking, whether it's a serious one or sarcastic and funny one or very neutral. um i I'm having so much fun with that, more than I thought I would.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
How do you feel like you have a good amount of like agency in the game, like with with this mini game that like happens, or like the main gameplay part of it? Do you feel like that kind of like has an effect on like the rest of the story, or does it kind of like a little bit, maybe not as much?
um Kind of. I th- I have a feeling like where it's gonna go. Like some sometimes I feel like I'm failing too many of these like mini game missions,
Mm,
micro missions, if you want to call it that. Um, that I'm like, this is impossible. Like, there's no way I could have like passed this mission. And I feel like that adds to the story because it's really a group of misfits that you're working with.
sure.
Um, these super villains trying to become superheroes by
Mm,
working through this agency. Um, I I don't know if a lot of that has an impact on like the immediate story afterwards, right? Because you
mm,
play two shifts. The first one's like the morning shift, and then it's like the post lunch shift.
mm,
Um, but they will use that minigame as a vehicle or to segue into what's coming up next. So there'll be like a special mission that comes up that has to be part of a cutscene, um, and ties into what's going to happen after. Um, so I could see how that's relevant there. Um, there's another mini game where it's a hacking mini game, but it's not hacking like we're used to in like some of the action RPGs we've played. Um, it's a puzzle game, and it's like timed. There's
okay.
different like functions and stuff. Don't want to get too much into that. I mean, that's pretty fun. They know, it seems like they know like it could be pretty tedious and repetitive, so it doesn't happen that often. But
Mm,
if there's a cutscene where a hero is like, I can't get into this door, it's locked, the safe is locked, then it will like spur that hacking mini game like right away.
Okay.
So it's like, it keeps it fresh.
Hmm.
Um, but the voice acting, the art style is incredible. Um, and I'm trying not to spoil it. It's really hard.
I'm sure it's
There's
tough. Yeah.
there's one episode where it's like the turning point
Yeah.
of a dynamic, and it it happens in such a intense way, like
Hmm.
enjoyable and intense way. Um, it, it has the music, it has the action, it has the humor. The transitions between those cutscenes are like top
Yeah.
notch, and at the end of it all, you're like, "Oh, I've had a crazy time like that before." Like even that's like, yeah, I've been in that situation where at the end I didn't think about anything else about other than like what I want to eat at midnight. Um, and that's as much as I'll say, because Terry, you will absolutely play this game.
Okay.
It doesn't take long. Each episode is about an hour if you really take your time through it.
Okay.
Um, and when I bought this game, there are only 6 episodes out, but now all episodes have been released. I think there's
Hmm.
8 all in total. Um, I just finished episode 5 a couple nights ago.
Okay.
Um, but it is such a work of art. Um, it helps me decompress at night, but also no different than me watching a show like The Boys or
Hmm.
Invincible, where I'm in it, I'm hooked. Um, you have some options where you can do real time action sequences. You could turn those off. You could also turn off many other features to make it a lot easier and seem
Hmm.
like it's just like a TV show. Um, I like the interaction, the engagement, so I keep those things on. Um, Plays well on Steam Deck. It plays well on PC. Obviously, it's what it's developed for.
Hmm.
I think it's on PlayStation. I don't know if it's on Switch,
Okay.
um, but it is absolutely worth checking out as contender for my game of the year. Um, I think you can't go wrong, even just playing the demo, which obviously is free. Um, but I don't think anyone will be disappointed.
All right. Yeah. I just added it to my wish list. Definitely want to check that out.
Yeah, yeah.
You brought up something earlier, which made me want to ask the question: if would you rather this be just a TV show? Like, if this was just a TV show format, would that be
Um,
more enjoyable experience for you, or are you enjoying like the gameplay aspects enough to, you know, warrant this experience?
that's a great question. Great question. I think the first 2 episodes, if I had not played 3, 4, and 5 yet, I think the first 2 episodes I would have been like, yeah, I could see this as a TV show.
Hmm.
But after that, knowing how my decisions made an impact, knowing how many different directions you can go into, it's like playing. Yes, I'll finish all 8 episodes, but it's like playing a second season if I were to restart all over again.
Hmm.
Um, and having different outcomes, different stories, and different characters. Another thing I really like, Terry, is that at the end of an episode, when the credits roll, it shows you your stats.
Hmm.
And it says, compared to this many other people, you chose this. 36% of the other players also chose this, right?
Hmm.
Um, and sometimes they're like really like dire situations. Sometimes they're just stupid stats. And it's really funny. It's like, 62% of you decided to throw the burrito flambe instead of the protein shake.
Nice. I love
Um,
that.
and I don't know. It's much more engaging. After I got used to that, didn't take long, but after I got used to that, I'm like, this can't be a TV show. I
Hmm.
I love these stats, and I love seeing what other people picked. It's a little bit of that Persona 3 reload function
Hmm.
that I'm used to, where they ask you like a quiz question and you can see like what other people picked.
Yeah,
Most of the time, it's to cheat and pick the right answer, but
sure, absolutely.
um, there's no right answer here. So I'm so excited about this game. Ad Hoc Studio only has this game. Like
Oh wow,
they haven't produced any other game. I
damn.
So they're pretty new in terms of development and publishing. I hope
Hmm.
they do a whole lot more. Um, and this has opened up my eyes to what a telltale game could be like for me. I recently found like um, a bundle where I could get a bunch of Telltale games.
Hmm.
So I have a Batman one. Love Batman. I don't know why I haven't
Yeah,
got into it. Um, I think The Wolf Among Us is
I hear The
another
Wolf
one.
Among Us is really good. Wolf Among Us, Batman,
Yeah,
The Walking Dead, those are really good ones.
yeah. So I got a bundle of those. Some people who are involved in the development of those games also developed Dispatched.
Makes sense.
Um, so it I have very high hopes. I think this is a great starting point for me. It's a very high bar for me for these Telltale games. Um, and I'm very excited to see how this season ends for Dispatch. I will absolutely pick it up for like a second run through.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if I'll remember what my choices were, but it's a game that I could just like play for 10 minutes,
Hmm.
watch a certain sequence, shut it down, pick up where I left off next time.
Yeah, hopefully the game remembers and they give you like some kind of like recap or something.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, just looking at the Steam page and what I've seen already of it, it seems like super high production value. I'm
Hmm.
sure
Hmm.
season two or whatever is coming, just based off of the overwhelming success and coverage that this first game got. I feel like they have to do a season two if they choose to. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this just goes to show like the flexibility of what games can be. We have Ghost of Yotei, which is your typical character action game. We've got Persona
Hmm.
3 Reload, which is your turn-based game, and then we got Dispatch, which is like semi graphic novels, semi TV show, and then there's like the
Hmm.
mini games like in it. It's just like it can be so many different things for so many different people. This video game platform.
Yeah. Yeah. And how could you beat a cast like that, right? Like,
Oh,
I don't
dude.
know how they did it. I don't know how they signed on all these big names.
Hmm.
Um, but that itself tells you something, right? Like it's not just like garbageware.
Right,
It's
exactly,
not
like,
a
there was
filler.
care and thought put into
There's
this.
a lot of care, thought, a lot of love into it. Um, and it's refreshing, where at the I say we're at like a tail end of like this long sequence of Marvel movies and games, right? Where this is like almost like like what Invincible and The Boys were. It's like the complete opposite of what you'd expect from a superhero game.
Mhm.
Um, while still being very entertaining, very engaging, immersive, relatable. And you're gonna want more of it. I mean, I know I absolutely do. So I'm
Oh,
excited to see
absolutely.
what
Yeah,
comes.
I'm
Yeah,
excited too, I think this game is a perfect filler as we wait for, like, the last season of The Boys to come out. This is a,
yeah,
like, perfect game to, like,
exactly.
fill that itch.
Yeah, yeah. And I like that as video games become more advanced, we still remember like the roots, that the elements, the foundation, why people like video games. It's really the freedom of choice, the story,
Mhm.
the characters, right? Um, and big big name actors are recognizing that as a very viable art platform as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Um, and we're seeing like these motion captures with big Hollywood actors and voiceovers. So I think that's a great selling point.
Yeah, I think so too. Freaking Aaron Paul is just a huge name, and, he's a fantastic actor, and I hear he
Oh
does
yeah.
great in this role as well.
Yep. Yep.
Absolutely.
I forget that it's him. And like there's some words that the character is saying that I'm like, yeah, no, I've heard that in Breaking Bad before.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
and I'm sure they reference it at some point, but the just the way he like put himself into this role, it's like I can't see Aaron Paul as Jesse from Breaking Bad anymore. Now it's like
Mhm.
he's all about this character, and then um, Yeah, like I said, it's fully immersive. So absolutely check it out when you get a chance. The demo is free, is live. You know,
Sick.
do yourself that favor.
Yeah, I'm gonna download the demo right now.
Yeah.
There. I think one cool thing before we wrap up, like one small thing you mentioned that I think is pretty profound is just like the accessibility options and being able to turn off those quick time events or whatever if you
Hmm.
don't want them. People who may not be as like physically able or something like that, but
Hmm.
still want to
Hmm.
experience this game. It's still like possible for them, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Think that's the direction a lot of video games are headed in.
Hmm.
And why not start with not start, but why not you know push that forward with a story based game, like you would a movie or something. So I hope a lot of other developers follow suit.
I agree.
I'm glad you do. Otherwise, I'd have to flip a table.
Yeah, yeah. I really don't think video games should cater to any other audience besides me.
Could you imagine?
Every game's made for Terry Thompson, y which meaning that they, are 100 hours long.
Yep.
Um, you can play 6 of them at the same time and experience 20 minutes of all of them. Um, you're a ninja, you have yeah, whatever. We'll get into it. That'd
You
be a
have a
fun
bow and
topic.
arrow.
You have a bow and arrow. What else? It's just Skyrim, but in different shades.
I'm sure you'll get that fixed soon, right? Your
Absolutely.
library will just be all different Skyrim games.
Hey, listen, I'll look into it.
That's what we got for our list.
Mhm.
I say we take another short break before we get into our final segment.
Let's do it. Dan, we are back. Usually, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and them, this is where we present our quick hits section. But as we wind down the year, I thought it would be appropriate to, insert a little game of the year section. You know, this doesn't have to be a game that you necessarily finish, you know, and it doesn't have to be a game that came out this year if you don't want it to be. I think it's appropriate, for Dan and I who played a bunch of different games at different points in time, to pick a favorite game that you played this year. So,
Hmm.
Dan, I got a really short list, and I have one clear winner. After it might be obvious after listening to all our episodes of what I feel our winner is, knowing me, but my top three out of all the games I played this year, and they
Hmm.
are all games that came out this year, so I guess that is kind of appropriate to game of the year. But whatever. My top three in no particular order. I got Ghost of Yotei.
Yeah.
I've got Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Hmm.
And I've got Hollow Knight Silk Song, Dan. And all three of these games, funnily enough, and maybe appropriate to who I am as a person, I have not finished yet. But I'm confident enough in how I feel about them to know that my feelings will probably persist as I near the ending of each of them. But
Yeah.
given these three games, Dan, can you take a guess at what my number
Silk Song.
one? Yeah. Yeah. It's Silk Song, baby. I mean, what else can I say that I haven't already yapped and yelled about? This game is just Hollow Knight. It's the perfect sequel to Hollow Knight. It's faster, it's deadlier. The boss fights are harder. The movement is more fun. You have more options. You have more tools at your belt. The lore is fantastic. It's the same, you know, environmental storytelling that you love from Hollow Knight, the original one, the same beautiful art style, but just times 10. The world is bigger. And I'm not even at the end yet. I'm at the beginning of the third act. So, and they have Team Cherry has confirmed DLC for it. So like we're gonna get more. This
Man.
game is just a pure work of art, Dan, and I had no doubts on this long wait to Silk Song that it was gonna be amazing, but just to see it come out and it was amazing, and then some is just it was the perfect cherry on top of this perfect pie of Silk Song, and it's just fun, man. It's everything I could have asked for in a
Hmm.
$20 game, bro.
That's to me, that's the cherry on top, right? For
Mhm.
much more affordable price than many other games that do some similar things that are on the market right now. I think it was very clear for you it was going to be Silksong because
Mhm.
the just biding your time for so long with so little information, you
So
know,
little.
that's like half of like the gratification and having it now and being able to enjoy it. The game itself, fantastic. I agree with
Mm,
you. A masterpiece.
so good.
And it deserves all of its praise. But compared to some of the more recent games you've played that have been released this year, um, there's a lot of history but between you and Silk Song
Yeah.
and Hollow Knight. So I
Mhm.
think it's very appropriate that you did pick this. I'd be surprised if you didn't.
Yeah.
Um, I'd be. I'm also very surprised Donkey Kong Bonanza's on there.
Yeah,
Um,
me too. I it's if I had to list these, like rank these, it would be the
mhm.
third spot.
Okay,
I with Ghost of Yotei, I'm definitely gonna finish. With Silk Song, I'm definitely gonna finish. Donkey Kong Bonanza, I really liked my time with it.
sure.
I don't know if I'm necessarily like if I might finish it, but it won't
Hmm.
be a like concerted effort to go back and do it for no real reason, really. I mean, it's a fun game. It's pretty. It runs well. It's not super challenging, so I think it's just not scratching that like itch of mine, which it doesn't have to
Hmm.
be super challenging either. Not every game has to be, but yeah, I mean, it's up there. I enjoy Donkey Kong as like a character,
Right,
so that
right,
carries a lot of weight.
right. I think it's a great list altogether. Um, but I'm happy that Silk Song has been given that trophy for you.
Oh yeah, that's me, baby. That's me. What we got? What we got?
For me, well, I could tell you my list is Until Then, which I believe I
Okay.
played this year. Until Then was like so heartfelt
Mm-hmm.
and sentimental. So that itself is a visual novel. So maybe Dispatch isn't my first exposure. Now that I think
Oh
of it,
yeah, that's right. That's right.
yeah, yeah. Dispatch is obviously on that list as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then let's see, Final Fantasy 13, so
Mm-hmm.
especially because it's my first playthrough, and then Jedi Survivor,
Jedi
right?
Survivor. Okay.
All have like a lot. I had such a great time with all those games.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I could tell you one of the games I will absolutely not put on this list is Nubby's Number Factory. It's just going to reiterate that there. Did give it another hour or two, and I just don't see the appeal. So sorry, Nubby's
Heard.
Number Factory works for some people, just not me.
Works
Um,
for those weirdos and Pat Kernan.
uh, my top pick for this year is Jedi Survivor.
I was thinking that for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Jedi Survivor. It had that action RPG, almost like Souls like game that just completely takes over
Mm-hmm.
when I'm playing games. So it was different than a lot of the JRPGs that I'm used to like grinding through. This was something I could pick up um, and enjoy start to finish during that session, and then know consistently will feel the same way the next time I pick it up. Um, the gameplay, the graphics, the story, mechanics,
Mm-hmm.
quality of life things in that game. Like I loved everything about it, and I am a Star Wars fan. Again,
Oh
not
yeah.
a diehard fanatic, but I do like Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it had been a long time since I had really um, like dove into a Star Wars game like that. I mean, Fallen Order being like grouped up in the same
Mm-hmm.
category. Um, but yeah, I had such a good time with it. I could see myself playing that again. I know, the story calls for a sequel, so I'm really looking
Mm-hmm.
forward to when that comes out. Um, but yeah, I think it deserves that number one spot on my list.
I agree that this game feels like it sings to you in particular. You know, not just being a Star Wars game, but just like everything surrounding it. The Souls like mechanics, the platforming, the upgrading your skill tree, just feeling like powerful with your powers and all that. That screams a Dan game.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny how like we play these games and we kind of know like what would fall into your purview, right?
Hmm.
Um, and we do it all the time in our group chat where it's like, Dan, you like this game, Terry, you would like this game. Um, but yeah, this is just reinforcing that idea we have about like what we enjoy in these games and how we share that experience together.
Absolutely. Best friends know each other, you know?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Silk Song and Jedi Survivor, Double Kicks Games of the Year. I should ask Pat and Shots this as well. Maybe do a little posting on like Instagram or something of like
Yeah,
what everybody's game of the year is.
I'd be
That'd be a lot of
curious.
fun.
I'd be curious. Marvel Rivals does not count shots, so keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind for the one other game you played this year that's not Marvel Rivals.
If it is,
Absolutely.
it is, but it can't be that every year. So keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind. Play a single player game. They're fun, I swear. Heck yeah. All right. Dan, thank you so much for this episode. We're winding down. We might have I think we might have one more episode before the end of the year, but if not,
Yeah.
because we'll be approaching the holidays and stuff like that. So
Yep.
it's okay if
Yep.
not. But this has been a fantastic season. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for another year of Double Kick. The show is just growing, and it's becoming more and more fun with each recording. I think it's just your love and support that we keep getting from everybody is fantastic, and keep an eye out. We have a lot more coming down the pipeline. As I become more free with my free time, I'll be able to dedicate a lot more to the show and everything surrounding it. So expect a lot more to be coming. So I guess just stay tuned and all
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. It's been such a joy doing this for another season with you, Terry, and seeing us expand with bonus level. I think it's a great direction we're headed in. We are again in December. I hope everyone enjoys their holiday, safe,
Hmm.
happy New Year. And if we don't see you from now until the 31st, we'll catch you in the new year.
Yeah, we'll catch you in the new year, everybody. Happy holidays.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.